As we continue in the book of Titus, or the letter to Titus, remember this is about advice for how he is to help establish leaders for churches on the island of Crete. And today's theme verse really has to do with the pure and the corrupt. It's from chapter 1, verse 15, and I'm going to even add verse 16 as a bonus just because you're watching today. So verse 15 says, "To the pure, all things are pure. But to the corrupt and unbelieving, nothing is pure. Their very minds and consciences are corrupted." And then verse 16 continues, "They profess to know God, but they deny him by their actions. They are detestable, disobedient, unfit for any good work." And again, good work is a phrase that we're going to hear repeatedly from Titus, in Titus, and that I preached about this past Sunday. So to the pure, all things are pure, and to the corrupt, nothing is pure. And why is this? Well, it has to do with what's going on in here, in any human being. Jesus tells us in the Sermon on the Mount to be as wise as serpents, but as innocent as doves. And he says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God." And as we try to have as pure a heart as we can, as we try to have as godly motives as we can, that changes our attitude, our perspective, how we look at things, what is acceptable behavior to us. There may be things you did or said in your life that once you become a Christian, you look back and say, "I can't believe I was doing that. I can't believe I was acting in that way or engaging in that behavior with other people." So to the pure, all things are pure, whereas to those who are corrupt, they see everything from that perspective of corruption. How can they use people? How can they abuse people for their own purposes? How can they take care of themselves with no concern or regard for others? And this phrase, "they profess to know God, but they deny him by their actions." We see that this is a very old problem in the church and with people who will call themselves Christians. There are plenty of people who call themselves Christians, plenty of people who profess to know God, but they deny God by their actions. Their actions are not loving, they're not kind, they're not compassionate, they're not generous, they're not just, they're not peaceful. All those things are absent. And Paul, in writing to Titus, is making it really clear. It doesn't matter what someone says with their lips. Their actions will tell people whether someone's genuinely a Christian or not. So that's true of you, and that's true of me as well. And I pray that these words from Titus will help to motivate you to try to live a life that's as pure as possible, from as godly, pure motives as possible, and that your good works and your good life will make it abundantly clear to those who know you. That person is a follower of Jesus.